Hello Palm Academy, this is Mr. Suarez Mystery again, and welcome to my living room. Now, I hope everyone is feeling fantastic and really energised and really raring to go for our PE lesson. This will be my last PE online PE lesson for a while, hopefully, if everything in the country goes well. Because next week, on the 8th of March, everyone's returning to school, yes! So that means we can go back to our normal PE lessons, okay? For today's PE lesson, it's going to be something similar to last week. We're going to work on our speed, and we're going to be working on our agility. Okay, we'll also be working on our retrieval. That is our ability to take some objects and move them to another place. We might add in some other skills, like just some throwing skills in there too. Now, equipment wise, obviously you still need your safe space that we've always been using, wherever that is in your flat or house, or if you're at school, your classroom, or the school hall. Today we'll be needing, you'll be needing some containers. Okay, so I've got my laundry basket here, but you might have like a basket. You just need something that can hold objects in. So I've even got a bucket, okay. I've also got objects that we need to use in today's lesson. So these need to be objects that can't be broken, okay. I don't want you throwing them or placing down and they break. It needs to be something that can't be broken, that's not going to ruin anything that's around you as well, that's if you're at home. Okay, so I've got things just like some my son's toys. I've just got some balls. Okay, I've even got like a little dinosaur, so I know that's not going to break. Yeah, I've even got like a toy car. Best thing to you, if you've got any like small, there's Ratatouille, any kind of small teddy bears, they will work really, really well. I've then got some cones. Okay. Again, if you've got anything that you can place on the ground which is not going to break, that is safe to use, you can use them instead of cones. If you are at school, you might just want to, you can go to the hall, there will be some hoops out there, or you can, well, I don't mind you going to the PE cupboard, and there should be some buckets in there you can use. Obviously, if you're at school, you can go and use the bean bags, or if you want, you can use the sponge tennis balls or the tennis balls. Okay. But what do we do at the start of our PE lessons? What do we do? Anyone shout out? What do we do? That's right. We need to do a warm up. So let's get ready for the warm up. See you in a second. Okay, so you ready for a warm-up? Excellent. So, first of all, just to start off doing some ankle rolls. Remember, if you need to hold on to any furniture or someone else in the room, that is fine. Change feet. I get really, really bad ankle pain, so doing ankle rolls just loosens up that joint for me. Okay, excellent. We're just going to do some leg swings now. And swap, just go to the other leg. Swing your leg forward and backwards. Okay, some of you might want to try and make some big circles with your legs. Ooh, try and keep your balance. 2, 3. Let's try and do the other leg. Big circles. Let's see if we can do that backwards. That's it. Really loosen that hip joint out. Okay. On the leg. Ooh, nearly fell over there. Okay, excellent. We'll do some lunges. Okay, remember, make sure your knees are bent at 90 degrees. Just go forward. Come back up. Do the other leg. Come back up. Now we're going to go at an angle. Okay, so imagine we went at 12 o'clock, we're now going to go to probably 2 o'clock. Okay, we'll do do the same on that side. So we're going to go to about 10 o'clock. We're going to the side and do a side lunge. Bending the knee, keeping that leg straight. Push yourself back up. We go to that side. Very good. We can do 2 backward lunges now. Fantastic. Okay, let's do some squats. Remember, feet must stay planted on the floor. Okay. 1, let's do 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Okay. Let's do some arm swings. Going forward, making sure your arm comes past your ears. Let's go backwards. 3, 4, 5. Really tight today. Okay. What's this? Neck. So let's put a chin down. Slowly roll your neck around. The other way. Okay. Okay, next one, we're going to just get our heart raised now. So let's start off with, what do you think? Side jumps? Let's go. Keep going, palm. Don't have to go too fast, it's just a warm up. Okay, and let's do some front jacks as well. So your arms are going to come down and do this now. So ready? Excellent. Should we do some going inwards like this? Okay, so ready? Oh no, start that way, should we? Ready, go. You can clap if you want. Excellent. Okay, next let's do some high knees. Let's go. Fantastic. So, last bit of the warm up. Yeah, so if you remember, we'll do some running up, to the side, run backwards, to the side. So ready, you run forward, shuffle to the side, run backwards, shuffle to the side. So you're running in a, what shape is this? That's right, it's either a square or a rectangle. I'm not going to change direction, so run forward, shuffle to the side, come back, just keep going, just use the space that you're in. Fantastic. The next one we'll do some jumps, we'll do forward and backward jumps. Let's go. Make sure you're on your toes, and you're bending your knees. And then we'll do left and right jumps, side jump. Ready, go. Fantastic. Okay, that's the end of warm up. And I'll see you back here for challenge 1. See you soon. Hello Palm Academy, so welcome to challenge 1. Now, today's lesson, like we said in the intro, is going to be about speed and about retrieval. So that's the ability to take some objects and take them to another place, okay? So that means you have to get down low, use your hands, okay? Turning quickly, so agility, be in control of your body, make sure you're not going to fall, really keeping your balance, okay? Now, the setup is really, really easy. So like last week, we had one cone here and then one cone down the bottom. Very, very similar, okay? Instead of using the cones, I've got 2 objects that can hold, no, two objects that can hold loads of different items. So I'm using my firewood basket, or you might have a basket at home, and then also I am using a laundry basket. Now the objects, like again I said in the intro, it could be whatever they are, whatever you want them to be. You just have to make sure that they just can't be broken. So I don't want you getting in trouble from your parents or your carers, okay? And if you're in school, you've got bean bags and sponge balls and all that type of objects in the PE cupboard, okay? So for example, I've just got a variety of different objects in there. There's Marshall from Paw Patrol, Nemo, got a little rugby ball, or American football, I think, tennis ball, you've got a car. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. Now, I am just going to use 10 objects. So I've got 10 objects. You can change the number of objects to suit your challenge, okay? So I'm just using 10, and I'll be using 10 for most of my challenges, okay? So you can have 5 objects, 3, 2, 1. It really is up to you. Now the distance between of the laundry basket and the basket, okay, is whatever your space is, okay? So if it's a small space, that's fine, you can still do this game. If it's a bigger one, that's fine. Again, you might want to change the distances of the two containers to suit your challenge, okay? If you're in school, you can do the same thing, but just have the hoops on the floor, okay? And again, you can use the lines in the hall, or if you're going outside, you can just judge it yourself. Now, again, the size of the containers doesn't really matter, okay? Use whatever you've got. You might want to make it smaller, okay? Because obviously that will be harder to try and throw an object in there. That's got a small opening, but this one's got a big opening. We might want to make it bigger. I've got like another basket here, which is bigger than my laundry basket. So it really is up to you how you want to make this challenge easier or more difficult, okay? This one's going to be a simple running one, so I'll demonstrate it to you as well. When we're doing this challenge, okay, so there's 2 ways of timing, and I will show you both ways of timing, okay? So I'm using a stopwatch, so the time will be increasing, okay? And I'm going to see how long it takes me to put these objects from on that side into the brown basket, okay? And once I stop, then I'll stop the stopwatch, okay? So for example, okay, I have my basket there, and the basket that's furthest away from me has got the objects in. I'm going to run to there, collect an object, run back, place it into the brown basket. I am not going to throw it in, okay? I'm just going to place it in, okay? So I have to really look at where I'm going and where I want to put the object. So for example, I'm going to start in line with this container here, I run over, pick up the object, I have to bend down my eyes, focus on the object that I want, run back, place it in, and then turn, go back, take the object, place it in, okay? Really, really simple, and when I finish, I then stop the stopwatch, okay? So, how long do you think I'm going to take? How long? How long? Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm just aiming for 30 seconds. Maybe, is that? I don't know if that's too ambitious, but we're going to go for it. Okay? So when I press play, the timer will start, and then I get to go and do my object. So I'm doing 10. Okay? Go. You can only take one object at a time. Oh. Two more. What did I do? Ooh, 34 seconds. So as you can see, in my bottom basket, there are my 10 objects. So Now it's your turn. Okay, so we're going to pause this part of the video, set yourselves up, have a go. Now remember, the distance, the amount of objects, the size of your containers, is all up to you. Okay? See you back here for challenge 2. Both Farm Academy. So we're back for challenge 2. How did you do in challenge 1? Fantastic. I hope you did really, really well. So again, same setup. I've got my one container down this side and my other container on that side. Okay, now I've still got my 10 items in there. This time I'm just going to I'm going to change the activity slightly. So every time I get to a basket, I'm going to do one star jump. Okay, when I get down here, I've got to my other container, one star jump. I collect my object. I then return it to this container here. Again, one star jump. I run back down, one star jump, pick up my object, and run back, place it in there, star jump. Now remember, you can only take one object at a time, okay? And like I said before, you can change the timing slightly, okay? So instead of timing how long it takes me to do, this time I'm going to start off at 30 seconds. I'm going to see how many objects I can get back in the basket before the timer stops, okay? Just something slightly different, adds a different type of pressure. So I'm going to see if I can at least do, what do you think? Adding the star jumps in, that adds a couple of seconds. I'm going to see if I can at least do 6. 6. Okay, 6. So, let's move that there slightly. Right, let's see if I can do this. Keep looking the wrong way. 30 seconds. Go. Oh, star jump. Oh. So, how many did I do? Not happy. But, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, next time I have to work harder for that challenge. And now it's your turn. So, set yourselves up, decide what timing you're going to do. We're going to do 30 seconds and see how many you can do in 30 seconds, or you can start off by stopwatch, starting from 0, and seeing how many it takes you to do the full amount in that time. Okay, remember, distance, objects, the amount of objects is all up to you. So, your turn. Off you go. Very Palm Academy. So, okay, how did you do in challenge 2? Now we're on to challenge 3. Now this time, instead of running up and down, I'm going to get rid of the star jumps. I'm just going to jump across. Okay, so when I get to the end, okay, I can pick up my object. So I'm going to do a 2 foot to 2 foot jump. So I pick up my object and I put it back down. Okay, so I'm going to jump across. This is changing the game slightly by changing the activity that we're doing, okay, and changing the movement pattern. So the movement pattern we're using now is a jump. You could change it to whatever else you want to do. What else could you do? That's right, you could probably skip, you could walk backwards, you could sidestep, you could crawl if you really wanted to. It's up to you, there's so many possibilities. But I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to do a jump across and a jump back. I'm going to keep to this timing system, okay, where I'm going to see how many I can do in 30 seconds. So let's rewind the clock. Okay, so I'm going to see how many I can do in 30 seconds. Going by my previous attempt, pardon, I'm going to see if I can aim for 5. So that's my aim for this one. So I'm going to jump in 2 foot to 2 foot. Let's see how many I can do. So, how many did I do that time? So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that time. So again, you know the changes you can make, but it's your turn. I'd like to have a go at that one. Remember, you don't have to do jumps, you might change to something else. Off you go. Okay, Palm Academy, how did that challenge go? So this one is number 4 now. So, just going to move that basket. So now you can see I've placed 3 cones between the 2 objects, the 2 containers, sorry. Now, again, I'm going to change the activity ever so slightly. We're still having to retrieve the objects from below, from the bottom basket, okay? But this time, I'm not going to run down. I'm not going to jump. I could jump if I wanted to, okay? I'm going to keep it simple with the running, okay? But this time, I'm going to run in and out of the cones, okay? Once collect my object, I have to run back, but in and out. So if you're at school, you can use a cone. If you're at home, if you've got cones, fantastic. You might just want to use some different objects on the floor, just make sure they don't break. And then if you do trip on them, they're not going to hurt you, or you're not going to hurt the surface or anything around you, okay? So, for example, I start at the empty container, I run in and out, I collect the object, I run back, in and out, and I place the object inside the container. Remember, we need to be agile, we need to move quickly, move our feet, shuffling, okay, make sure we've got our balance and we are keeping control. I'm going to go back to the other timer. So this one's going to be the stopwatch timer. So I'm going to start off at 0. When I press play, that's when I go. Once I've finished all the activity, then I will press stop. Okay, now, again, I'm just going to show you what you can do. I'm going to take out 2 objects. So I did have 10. How many have I got now? That's correct, I've got 8 now, okay? So just to show you how you can just change the activity ever so slightly by changing the number of objects you have, okay? So it really depends what you've got in your house or what you've got in school. So let's see how I do with 8 objects going in and out of the cones. Ready? How long? I'm not feeling so agile today. Let's see if I can do it in 30 seconds. Hopefully, let's try and get that 30 seconds. Right. Fast, a little bit backwards. 30 seconds. Let's go. Go. I've got only taken 1 object at a time. As you turn effectively, it does get quite dizzy sometimes. But I'll not beat my target. Ah! 36 again. I'm going to try harder next time. It's okay. So, now it's your turn. Now, if you don't want to do in and out cones, you could change it to slalom cones. And all you do, move one cone one way, move the other one the other way. So it's almost like a zigzag. And then you run to that cone, run to this cone, and then place your object in the basket, and then you can go back. And then collect. It's entirely up to you. You can choose whether to do slalom cones or in and out cones. Your turn. See you soon. How did you do with challenge 4? Now, we're going to be on challenge 5 now. Number 5, okay? So challenge number 5, really, really simple. We're going to add a new skill. Okay, like I said before, how you can change this challenge so many different ways. When I run down now, I'm going to collect my object, and all you've got to do is 3 catches. So 1, 2, 3. You run back down to your object and place it in the basket. Now run back down again, collect your object, 1, 2, 3, run back down, place it in there, okay? Now remember, when you're doing your throwing catching, okay, eyes looking at the object, try to get the height of the throw just above your head, okay? Make sure you've got your hands ready, you're following the object with your eyes. Remember, your basket, or if you're going to attack the object, you can bring it into your chest if you need to, okay? But it's only 3 throws before you can run and put it back. Now, however, the bit of jeopardy, so if you throw it and you catch and you drop it, you must start those 3 throws again or with that object. Remember, only one object at a time. So, let's have a go. Get my fingers ready. So, I'm going to go back to the other timer now, where I'm starting at 30 seconds, seeing how many objects I can get into the bottom basket before the timer ends. Right, let's have a go. I haven't been very good with my target setting, 36 seconds in the last one. So, I'm going to go for 4. Let's see if I can get 4. Hopefully that's 4, not that. 4. Okay, so let's ready.
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So I got my target setting. My target quite good there. So I managed to get 4. Oh, something that fallen out. So remember, you can change activity if you wanted to slightly by changing the number of throws you have to do. So you might go for 1, 2, 3, or even increasing it. You can change your timer. You might give yourself 1 minute instead of 30 seconds, or you might go to the countdown, the stopwatch, and see how long it takes you. So, over to you. Have good luck in good luck in challenge 5. Okay, hello Palm Academy. So, we're on to challenge 6. Oh, keep walking into that basket. Right, got to really turn my head to see where I should be going. So, how did you do in challenge 5? Okay, so we're going to carry on with the throwing theme. So, what I've done, I've added a green cone. Now, I've said about 2 steps for me away from this basket. Okay, so I've got 1 green cone, or again, you can put whatever object down as your marker, okay? Now what will happen is, I will start where my objects are, I will run to the green cone. When I get to the green cone, I'm going to try and throw the object into the basket, okay? If the object lands in the basket and bounces out, okay, I'll have to pick it up and put it back in. If I miss, I'd have to go get that object back and then throw it in. So for example, I start at the end, I run to there, throw it in. Now I am using an underarm throw. I'm going to say for this challenge, it should be an underarm throw. Remember, swinging that arm on that side. We did it a couple of weeks ago in our PE lesson. And then run back, collect the object, I go forward. If I miss, I must go collect that object, go back to the green cone or whatever marker colour you've got, throw it in, go back. If the object does bounce back out of whatever container or hoop you're using, you must go collect it, go back to the marker and throw it in. Now we do a similar activity like this on sports day, okay? And we call it the throwing race. So it is very similar to that. And all of us have done that before, apart from reception in year 1. But year 2 upwards, you've all done a similar race like this before. Okay? So I've got my items in there. I'm going to go stick with the 30-second timer. Okay? How many do you think I can do? Ah, very good, very good. I can hear some people shouting out, telling me, yes, you must start at the bottom for this one. Okay? You must start at the bottom. So I'm going to give myself a target of 4. Okay? 30 seconds. Start the timer. Yeah.
30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Wow. How did I do? Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got 9. Really happy with that. Didn't think I would get 9, but I got 9. Now again, if you're doing the activity, you can change the distance. You might want to increase the distance, but that means there will be a decrease of your running time, and then it makes it more of a throwing skill. Okay, so it's up to you. You could have a longer throw, okay, which then increases the difficulty. It's up to you. Decide what you want to do. Then go and have a go at challenge 6. See you soon. Back for challenge 7. Hello, Palm Academy. So, this time for challenge 7, we're going to change things slightly. So I've got a different equipment setup. Okay, so you'll need to change your equipment setup. If you're in the hall, you'll just need more hoops. Okay, or a classroom. If you're using a classroom, you might want to get more hoops, or if you've got another container. Now, I'm using 4 containers in total. So I've got the basket, my laundry basket. Okay, I've got a red bin, and down here I've got my son's teddy bear container. Okay, so I've got 4. You can increase the number of containers if you want to. It's entirely up to you and the space that you have. But for the space that I've got, okay, I've got 4 containers. Okay, now you need to decide which container is your home container. Now your home container is this one here, or we can say, make it a bit more exciting, our treasure chest. Okay, so this is my treasure chest. Now this treasure chest stays in the middle of the other 3 containers. Now my job, okay, is to make sure I empty each container, okay, of its treasure or the items. Okay, remember I can only take 1 item at a time. Now each item on the outside has got some treasure inside, or as you know, the teddy bears, okay, on the outside. And what I've done, I've just shared it out as evenly as I can. So I've got 10 items in my game. So I've got 3 in this one, 3 in this one, and 4 in that one. So 3 plus 3 plus 4 is, that's right, it's 10. So I'm going to be against the stopwatch. Okay, and my job is to make sure all the items are returned back to my treasure chest or my home container. So I'm going to start the timer. Okay, once I start the timer, you're going to see I'm going to go to my 3 containers on the outside and then take the items or retrieve the items and take them back to my treasure chest or my home chest. So because it is more difficult because I'm having to be more agile. I'm not just going backwards and forwards now. I've got 3 points to cover. It's going to be quite hard. So I'm looking at 45 seconds, I think. 45 seconds to get this activity done. Now, when you start the activity, you need to start at your treasure chest, your own one. Now, the distance is entirely up to you. Remember, you've got to use the area that you're working in. Right, let's see how I do. Oops, slide. Use my quick feet. Oh! Seems to be much better at this activity than the last one, so I did that in 22 seconds. 22 seconds. So, I've got all 10 of my objects and my treasure back into my treasure chest. Okay? Now, it's your turn. So, get yourself set up and have a go at challenge 7. I'll see you back here for challenge 8. Yay! So we're on, let me look, challenge 8 now. So, how did challenge 7 go with the new setup? Okay? So, with challenge 8, still the same task of trying to get our treasure from the 3 places back to our treasure chest on this side. But this time, again, we're just going to make it really, really simple. Every time I come out to a basket, okay, I've got to do a star jump before I can take that treasure out and take it back to my chest. I don't have to do a star jump when I go back to my own one, only when I need to go to the other baskets or containers, okay? So it's almost like a key. So the star jump acts like a key. I can go inside there, take it back, go over this one, take it back, okay? Now remember the order in which you do the outside chest or containers is up to you. Okay, it doesn't have to be a star jump. It could be something else. It could be a burpee. It could be a walk down. It could be running on the spot for a certain amount of time. It could be some punches or kicks. It's up to you. But I'm just going to do a star jump. I'm going to change the timer this time, so I'm going to see how many I can get back into my treasure chest, my own one, in 30 seconds. So I'm doing a star jump, trying to get it back. So this is challenge 8. Right, let's have a go. Oh, I need to start off here, don't I? That means I also need to remember that my remote is here. Right. So,
minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ooh. Yeah, let's see how I did. So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Did quite well on this one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So I managed to get 9 there. So, your turn. Do we have one more? Right, yes, I can, yeah. One more challenge, challenge 9, which will be the last challenge, okay? Have a go at challenge 8, okay? Let's see how you do. See you back here for challenge 9. How did you do in challenge 8? Okay, how did you do? Hopefully you've had multiple goes at that challenge, okay? Trying to beat you, or you might be trying to beat your partner, or your brothers or sisters, your parents, your carers, or even your teachers or your teacher assistants might be having a go, okay? So on the last one, now this is going to be a throw-in one, okay? So we need to make sure you choose your distances really, really carefully. When I get to the basket or the container, I stop at the container, I turn, and then I try throw the object into my treasure chest, okay? If the object lands on the outside, I must collect it, go back to the outside container where it came from and have another go. If it bounces or lands inside and comes out of it, then you must go back as well, okay? Again, you can decide the distance between your outside containers with your treasure chest in the middle. It's entirely up to you. You can make it as difficult or as easy as you want to. Now, again, I'm going to use the 30-second timer. Now, this is the last challenge, okay? So, I really want you to give your all in this challenge, okay? When we get to your practice time. How do you think you're going to do? Okay, so I've got my objects. I did quite well in the last one, didn't I? So, but this one is harder because I'm leaving the object out of my hand. I'm just going to say you can only do an underarm throw for this one, okay? So I don't want to see any of the overarm throws, okay? No overarm throws, only the underarm throw. Right. Where did I put the remote? Oh, I'll put it up here. So, 30 seconds. Again, I have to start from the treasure chest in the middle. 30 seconds. Starts now.
Minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So, I've got a really important rule. I was really happy there. Every time you throw from one basket, you must go to a different one, okay? So I couldn't do 2 or do all of them in this one over after each other. I'd have to do 1 from here, and like you saw when I was doing it, I run to another one on the outside and to another one. Okay, so you can't just stay here and go throw, throw. You'll have to throw one. If it's gone in, go to another one. But I was really happy there because I managed to do all of them. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Remember, when you do it, you're aiming. You're seeing for your power. Okay. You're deciding how far you're going to throw it with that power. You're aiming the weight. If you're doing it inside, there shouldn't be any wind factor. If you are doing it outside, just be careful. Make sure the wind is not blowing it around. But that was challenge 9. Now, back to you. So remember, you can choose your timer, you can choose the distance, choose the number of objects. It's all up to you. So your time, your turn to have a go at challenge 9. Okay, let's see how you do. How did you do with challenge 9? Hopefully you really worked hard. You got your aim just right. Now, that is the end of today's P lesson. Thank you for doing the P lesson today. I hope you had lots and lots of fun, and then you've improved your ability to turn, to sprint off the mark, your throwing ability, your catching, okay, your little retrieval skills are going down and collecting an object. Hello, Biggie. Okay. Thank you for watching all the PE videos. If you have been at home for this duration of lockdown, if you've been in school, again, thank you to all the teachers that have put loads of effort in to get the equipment correct. But yeah, so I'll see you in school next Monday. Okay, see you then.